This guy is 27 years old and has never hit puberty. How did this happen, and can this happen to you too? 27-year-old man hasn't reached puberty.
I've never seen that before.
How does that happen, and can it happen to anyone? Uploaded by the doctors, so you know it's legit.
It's not always easy talking about puberty.
We've all gone through,
Yes, it's a normal stage in human development.
but not the guy in the title.
It can feel confusing, even humiliating. What could be worse than that, right? Well, how about never reaching puberty?
It's very important to reach puberty because this is where a lot of your body develops. So what happens to your body if you never reach it?
And is it a case for everything, like also the brain development?
My name is Brandon, I'm 26 years old and I have not hit puberty yet. I haven't had any facial hair growth, very little arm hair, leg hair, very little penile growth, very little testicle growth.
If you would look at him right now and he would say he's 18, you would believe it as well.
The World Championship darts, you have a guy that's 16 years old. He's really, really good. He's the next legend, but he looks like 27.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've got the complete opposite.
Yeah. This guy is 16 years old.
No. If he would say I'm 26, I will believe it.
It affects everything I do from the moment I wake up until I go to bed. I have no sex drive at all. I don't look like a guy. I don't feel like it physically. I don't like to go out in public. I don't like to be seen. If I apply for a job, they think I'm younger and they don't want to hire me.
It's a big problem for him.
Yes, and I can imagine.
I mean, I do think he looks like a guy, by the way.
And I also think the way he presents himself is really mature.
They're also talking about sex drive. Can they not up testosterone?
Think about HRT.
I need to know what's wrong with me and how to fix it.
It's not like a known condition, I think.
27. He should have gotten help 7 years earlier.
I'm Dr. Aaron Spitz.
Glad he's getting help.
Now, one issue that may be a factor here, just looking at your notes,
Okay.
is your potential to be fertile.
I have to say, I haven't really seen his physique yet, but he does look like a decently big guy. In terms of growth, I feel like his body did grew in that sense.
I do agree with your assessment. Your genitals are underdeveloped, and it does appear that you have not completely gone through normal puberty changes.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with you once the testing is complete and hopefully be able to provide you with a diagnosis as well as a treatment plan.
That sounds great. Thank you very much.
He's getting help.
So they're gonna explain his condition.
You never had this looked into because you just kept thinking, someday it's going to happen. I'm going to go through puberty.
So he never asked for help himself as well.
Being him, it must be very difficult to ask help. I feel so bad for the guy. Looks and sounds 10 while he's in his 20s. Hope he's having a good life despite the circumstances.
To be completely honest, and from what I've seen so far, he's not really living a good life.
No.
He's not really happy.
Brandon, I'm curious, at what point in your life did you first think something's just not right with your body?
Mid-teens, 16, 17 years old, I noticed everyone else looks different and my body's not developing at all.
Not going through puberty doesn't mean that you can't grow tall. You're a big man. You're 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3".
Physical development may not coincide with sexual development.
We're now getting into a direction which is already what I was wondering about because he looks developed.
Because part of puberty is also that you grow really tall.
That happened to him.
Yes.
On the physical exam, what I observed is that Brandon has not gone through the typical signs of maturation. He's got a lack of body hair, he doesn't shave, his voice is not deepened, and his genitals are underdeveloped.
Such a hard thing to receive. Like, your genitals are underdeveloped.
And that on live television.
Yeah.
Imagine.
The irony of this being that it took so much more balls than like 99% of us to show such a sensitive problem to television.
Respect. Yes, definitely.
It definitely takes some balls.
Then we got blood tests. We focused on your FSH and LH were so low they were undetectable.
Wow.
And your testosterone was so low, it was about 5% of what it normally should be.
5? What?
That's why I'm so interested, because I already thought they were going to say his testosterone was going to be low, not that low, but very low. So there's less muscle growth or not optimal muscle growth, but he still looks like, I mean, he doesn't look jacked. He doesn't look muscular, but he did grow.
Especially his skeleton, his bone structure is
and that
pretty
is
big.
That is still filled with muscle,
Yes.
because you have muscle.
You know, every year you kept waiting.
Yeah.
You kept waiting. And Jim, the question I have for you is when should someone worry?
In a boy, at age 14, if we're not seeing the beginning signs, enlarging of the testicles, then we do something about it.
13, 14 years early.
If I was that age, I would not be thinking about that. I would just be like,
But doctors and your parents might be.
You know, your blood test suggested a diagnosis of Kallmann syndrome. And you know what that is? It's basically a genetic problem, whereas when your brain was developing in the womb, the neurons that eventually were gonna cause those hormones to be stimulated didn't develop.
To complete the diagnosis, Brandon also had an MRI done, which is an important piece of this. And I know we're not going to talk about it until after the break.
Make sure to watch until after the ad. Please, editor, put an ad here right now. Boom.
Did you know women prefer
90-day challenge apps
for their men 1 bajillion times more than lady-scented body washes? Did you know that I'm riding this horse backwards?
MRI is very important here as well.
Well, the reason it's so important is because
He's a male reproductive specialist. Me too.
Kallmann syndrome fits this pattern. What's much more common is a tumor of the pituitary gland throwing off hormones in men.
I would say that that will probably not be the case because he's already 27 and then he would have had that already for so long. I don't think they would find something, but maybe they did actually. We'll see.
Well, what we have here is a beautiful midline sagittal view of the brain, which looks normal, but we need to zone in on the pituitary to really look at the anatomy.
He's there as well.
Yeah.
He's just watching the explanation of his own MRI.
I hope he got the answer already before. So they just put the result here. Non-cancerous tumor. So there is a tumor.
This hockey stick lesion is a benign overgrowth of the skull, the bone where the pituitary sits.
So then that already probably was the case 10 years ago.
Yes.
And it just didn't grow further.
Can you fix it?
Brandon, you lack a sense of smell.
These bright areas right here, there should be the nerves for the sense of smell, and they're gone. They also bring along with them the nerves that stimulate the pituitary gland to release those key hormones for puberty and sexual development. And since those nerves for the sense of smell are gone, those nerves that control the pituitary are gone, and that's why Brandon has this syndrome. Testosterone helps us mature, but it doesn't help us get taller. In fact, it stops the growth of the bones by closing the growth plates. But in Brandon's case, because his testosterone is so very low, these growth plates never closed.
Whoa.
So it's partly the reason why he got so tall.
The other thing you can notice a little bit on here and also on a bone density scan that he had is that the bones themselves are weak.
That's what you expect from bones from kids.
I wonder if he had like many bones broken before.
Brandon has osteoporosis. This makes him more prone for easily breaking his bones. With testosterone, the bones can strengthen up.
Brandon, there is treatment.
There's treatment. So probably HRT. Probably testosterone.
What you need is that missing testosterone. And fortunately, it's very simple and straightforward to give that to you.
So HRT, hormone replacement therapy.
Just give this man some testosterone.
In fitness, it's the answer to everything. If you're not getting muscle, add testosterone. If you feel like you're not getting strong enough or you're hit a plateau, add testosterone. If you feel like your diet is shit and you're getting fat, add testosterone.
By the way, you stay natural, please.
We have never added testosterone.
No, just do it yourself.
Make it yourself.
By being cool.
DIY testosterone.
This one's very easy to use. It's called Axeron, and it's a pump bottle. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a squirt in that little cup, and you're gonna rub it on your underarm. You're gonna do it again and rub it on the other.
I have never heard about this one.
What?
I thought it was gonna be injected.
Every time I borrow his deodorant, I get so strong.
Everything's gonna get turned on, okay?
Oh!
I like our male reproductive specialist.
A problem he's dealt with his whole life, and now there's a chance for a cure.
For everyone wondering what happened to him, his name is Brandon Westphal, and he was treated successfully with TRT. He now has a low voice, proper jawline, and a giant-ass beard.
I want to see him now.
What?
Yo, we have to Google him. Whoa, wait.
Oh!
What?
This is an AMA, ask me anything. Is the cure just a shit ton of testosterone? There isn't a cure for Kallmann syndrome, but it is treatable with constant hormone therapy. Curing would mean that it would disappear.
Yes.
But you can sort of counter-effect the effect. Damn, I'm so happy for him that he's getting help.
And of course, the good thing about shows like these is that it provides inspiration for people that also deal with stuff similar to him, and then open up about it and actually get it fixed. Another thing happening during puberty is growing a jawline.
And our previous video was about if it's even possible to grow your jawline, and they had some interesting techniques, so make sure to check out that video. Subscribe, link, and hit that bell. And download 9 challenge.